This is Technobabble Podcast, episode 39. It's time for another Technobabble podcast. This is episode 39, and I'm joined by Dan today.
Dan, that's me.
And we're sans Cynthia.
We are, although that's not unusual.
Not particularly, although we've had 3 episodes with her on
That's
in
true.
a row.
That's true.
Yes.
She's busy today, unfortunately. But,
She is, but that's okay. We will see her. You see her all the time.
That's
but,
true, yeah.
But this podcast goes along with redbluegreen.ca, where every once in a while I'll put up my thoughts on certain tech things and that I buy or see or whatever.
It's a website.
It's a website. That's right.
I'm helpful. Good call.
Well done, Dan.
Thank you.
Yeah, but we're here to talk about tech news, and we got some gaming news, and we got even a little bit of Geektainment at the very end. Just to cover a couple little things I think we need to talk about. So,
all right.
But I think we should just dig in.
Let's jump right into the tech
Dig
news.
into the staple of our podcast that we always do, which is AMD news.
Jeff writes the schedule, so yeah, AMD always comes first and
Hey.
has the most.
You're more than welcome.
I could edit it, but to be fair, I didn't know we were doing a podcast till last minute here. So
Apparently, yes, but that's okay.
that's all right.
We're here now.
Plus, Intel sucks lately, so
Yeah, they do. I have no problem saying that. Yep, that's right. I mean, I do run a system with an 8350K in it, although we'll talk about that in a little bit later.
I mean, their chips are still good. They're not giving out any interesting news. That's all. I know AMD's doing stuff. So let's talk.
Well, there was one. We'll talk about this in a few minutes too. Very little bit of interesting Intel news to talk about. But first, 2000 series Ryzen Threadripper.
Yes, that's a thing.
That's a thing, and it's expensive.
It is expensive, although
But
what is it, like $2,500 Canadian for the big 2990
for the big
WX?
fat one, the big fat
What's
one.
the W for? Workstation?
I have no idea. I don't care.
They just threw a W in there.
I don't
I'm
care.
confused. Like, what's with all these letters?
I don't care. What matters is that it's 32 cores and 64 threads,
And it's the size
which
of the
used to
house.
be the maximum on the Epic side.
That's true.
That's a lot of cores, man.
For $2,500, I mean, I would never need that many cores.
No.
I could probably run 5 gaming systems off that.
Yeah.
But
Yes, please. I don't know. I'd like the fact of being opening up the task manager and just seeing all the little individual CPUs doing, well, nothing. In my case.
Yeah.
But because that's what this one looks like already.
Yeah,
My 1700.
Yeah, you already have probably too many cores for what you do with it. But
Oh yeah, I do. But who cares?
who cares?
Cores are awesome.
I'm still on a quad core, so I'm cool.
Gross.
It has 8 threads.
8 threads, so it cheats a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, my 8350K is just a quad, obviously. But my 1700. Anyway, we're looking at the top end chip is that 32 core 64 thread monster, which is really cool.
Insane.
But where's the prices? PC Per has a good low. Here we go. This is easy to read.
All right.
The top end CPU, 32 core 64 thread again, running at 4.2 gigahertz. Although that's the boost. Its base frequency is 3. 250 watt TDP.
Which is a lot. Yeah.
That would be around the same as the high end FX high overclocked FX chips
A lot
of
more
yesteryear.
powerful than that, though.
Yeah.
A lot more powerful
Yeah.
than that.
$1,799 US.
Which I think is $24.99 Canadian.
Which I would probably
I can do the math on that real quick, but I think that's.
Well, it doesn't always directly thing.
No,
they
but it's
just
usually
do it.
close.
Was it on
There's a little
Newegg
bit
right
above.
now?
I don't know.
I'm looking Newegg.
It's about 1.3 right now. So yeah,
990.
it translates to about 2350. Direct conversion there. Now, usually there's also a little bit of Canadian tax because we're special like that.
Yeah, well, by the time you're done, it'll be $3,000. There it is, right there.
Canadian.
$23.99.
Okay, so we only got a bit of a $50 markup for being Canadians.
Yeah.
Plus
Expected release date is Monday.
All right.
Yeah. So
that's pretty cool.
then, no,
that's about the price of a really, really good computer. So.
not that one. No, I wouldn't mind having I wouldn't mind having them having more PCIe lanes, because this is the one that I have is actually really kind of restrictive technically, even though I don't really use many of them.
But it's X powered, titanium.
X. So let's go down to the bottom end one just for kicks and giggles,
All right.
which is still a 12 core 24 thread. So this is the 2920X we're talking about. 3.5 base frequency, 4.3 gigahertz boost, 180 watt TDP, $649.
That's it's not bad.
But that's not going to be released for a bit yet. That's not till October.
Mm.
So
now, if the rumors were true about them on the 3000 series normal chips, just rising of them actually doubling core counts or increasing core counts, then I don't know if that's worth it anymore. You might want to wait a couple quarters, see what they come out with.
Well, no. Well, if you're just a gamer, yes.
Well,
but if you're running
just a gamer, you don't need 8 cores at all.
No. But okay, fine. But what I'm saying is, unless you need 64 PCIe lanes, you don't need a Threadripper.
Oh no, obviously not.
That's kind of what I mean. So, if you need more PCIe lanes, like if you don't want to be restricted on your Crossfire or SLI setup, then you want Threadripper.
But who uses Crossfire SLI anymore?
Well, I'm not using it. Not at the moment.
So many issues.
Not at the moment, anyway.
I mean, you could, but
yeah, it could.
There are certain things it works great in.
Yeah, I'd still like to play around with SLI. I haven't done that yet, so someday down the road, maybe I'll get another 1070 Ti and try it out, but we'll see. But AMD, along with, not with this technical announcement, but recently also announced and released their B450 chipset for Ryzen finally.
Yes, it's actually you're actually starting to see some motherboards now, which is good.
Yeah,
it was a while.
Good. It's very good, and they're putting it right up against the Intel's Z series because it's got all the same capabilities.
Yeah,
it just I guess what you'll see is a smaller or a lower end amount of power delivery usually. Typically on the B450, and I'm not sure exactly what the other restrictions are on it. Is it Crossfire?
I think Crossfire.
Crossfire and SLI. I think that's the only issue.
And there might be some other features, like some, I'm not sure what, but I think there's a couple other small things.
But we've been waiting for this for a while because we've been waiting for it makes sense to have a B450 chipset on an ITX board,
especially on an ITX board where you only have one PCIe slot.
Yeah.
But even on like a main, like if you're not crossfiring, you're doing a modest overclock. You don't really need an X470. So 450. Up to now, you're still on the 350, which would work if you had a BIOS update, I suppose. But now we're actually seeing some decent B450s come out. So
is good. And of course, AMD's touting the fact that if you designed a system, for instance, they have here, you could design a system with the Ryzen 5 2400G and AMD B450 motherboard that comes out around $225. And if you go to Intel Core i5 8600K and then Intel Z370 motherboard, which could be anything, $351. And I gotta say, that's a cheap Z370 board. They're using a $106 board.
That's pretty cheap, yeah.
Yeah. And anybody building a system with a Z370 probably wouldn't be buying that board. Most likely. Companies like, I don't even know. Maybe CyberPower PC or something would use something like that. I don't know. But anyway, you're looking at a difference of like $120 between
but if you compare
those
it to
two
the
setups.
360 setup, if you're not intending to overclock, then it's a little more on par. Although then you can't overclock, obviously.
And you can still do that on B450.
Yes, you can.
So, I don't know how closely those two chips actually compete. And Ryzen 5 2400G is a quad-core hyper-threaded chip, and the i5 is a 6-core.
Yeah, the i5 will probably take it in. I mean, it's the standard Intel versus AMD thing, right? Intel takes it a little bit in gaming, and AMD takes it a fair bit in everything else, usually.
They do have another comparison here with the Ryzen 5 2600, and it's $260 versus the same thing, which is $351. So
it's still a good value proposition.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
If you're overclocking, for sure.
Yeah.
If you have no intention of overclocking, well, the i5 is probably your better bet because it defaults to a higher clock. But then again, it's also more money. So you got to weigh that, right?
Yeah, and if you're not intending on overclocking, you don't buy the 8600K either.
No. You probably buy the 8400.
Yeah, so.
Which is still a really good chip. Nothing wrong with that chip.
Yeah, nothing wrong with it.
I mean, Intel's not interesting lately, but they're pretty good still.
Speaking of Intel, one bit of news. You're breaking up the podcast. What's going on here?
So I needed a drink and it was loud and I thought, I apologize.
It's all right. Intel is rumored to introduce the 9th generation Coffee Lake refresh CPUs with soldered IHSs.
Soldered? Do you say soldered?
So I did say soldered.
Do you usually? Some people do say soldered. I always say
usually
soldered.
Usually I say soldered.
It's that stupid bottle. I'm sorry. I'm
that bottle's just it's kicking me in the butt, man. I don't know.
I need a cup. Anyway.
And they're expected to have some chips with clocks up to 5.5 gigahertz.
That'd be insane. I don't think
it's
that's
fast, but they won't. The thing is it'll be the same trick they did with the 8086, which is one core can make it up to that
and start a fire.
Yeah, start a fire at the same time. Yeah. So
now the interesting part about that 9th gen though is at least in the rumors. I don't know if they've changed it since I last looked at it, but was the absence of hyperthreading on anything. Did you notice that?
Oh, there's hyperthreading on the 9900, isn't there not?
Oh, and but I'm on the i7s and below. I don't think, at least in the initial specs, they didn't show.
You're right. I'm looking at that right now.
Which I thought was interesting. So technically, the 9700K will be an 8-core, 8-thread.
That is what they're showing.
8700K is a 6-core, 12-thread. So technically, they went down in threads, although up in cores. Which I think is an interesting.
They must literally just not have enough room on their die.
I don't know. They are getting a little large there with the 14 nanometer. So.
I didn't realize that. That's interesting.
So technically,
why do you need all these freaking levels of CPUs then?
I don't know. But technically, if you went from an 8700 to a 9700, you're technically losing threads. Yeah. It's interesting to see how that plays out. But again, though, if you're mostly going for
what
gaming, you don't
really interests me about this whole new generation is that it's actually compatible with the Z370 or the 300 series chipset.
Yes,
which is great because that gives my ITX system, an upgrade path.
It's true, although they are releasing the Z390 as well.
I don't care.
I don't know what they added to it exactly.
I don't
higher
care.
Numbers, so it's it's better obviously because it's.
I'd love to throw a 9900K in my system. But $450 USD, that ain't gonna happen.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So. 9700K might be interesting. We'll see. We didn't get the 8086s that we tried to get. So.
Yeah, we didn't win.
We're losers. PC hardware is set to get pricier as import tariffs are taking effect.
Here it comes.
This actually will directly hit the U.S. I'm not sure how this is going to hit us here in Canada.
Well, usually we get it through the U.S., right? So,
but that's easy to change.
Yeah.
It's easy to change where that stuff's importing from. So we'll see how that affects us here in Canada. We don't have the imports against China that the U.S. is doing. So
we might actually go down. That'd be interesting.
Go down, or we might see a bunch of American companies buying our stock, which will be annoying.
Yeah, that would be.
But we'll see what happens. 25% tax, essentially, what that is pretty hefty, even for us here in Canada.
So. Yes, even by our standards,
which are pretty low. But yeah, so we'll see what happens. It's supposed to take effect in late August.
Just we needed more pricey components. I mean, RAM and GPUs are already hitting us.
RAM, man.
RAM is still insane. Came down a little, but it's still pretty insane.
Oh, it's still stupid expensive.
GPUs are at least normalizing out a little bit until
GPUs are pretty good. GPUs are pretty good right now. Pretty solid.
We still got the weird phenomenon where the 1070 and 1080 are like the same price.
Here in Canada, 1070 Ti and 1080 are the same price. Basically.
A lot of times you see a 1070 Ti and
right.
1080 being all like the same price.
Yeah.
Which is weird. But
AMD cards aren't all the way down to where they should be.
Not yet. Especially Vega. Vega's still pretty high.
Vega's not going to go anywhere.
It came down a bunch.
But the Polaris cards are still overpriced as well. Mm-hmm. What else? Oh, TSMC got hit by a computer virus.
Yes, I heard about that.
Yeah, they got that, that annoying, well, everyone was getting for a bit there, locking the PC up. And all because people click on links in their email, Dan.
Yeah, we get training all the time at work, like don't...
Stop clicking things.
Stop clicking stuff if you don't know what it is.
Jeez. Don't open attachments. Jeez. Yeah. So, anyway, they figure it cost them quite a bit.
Well, they manufacture so much that any shutdowns, I'm sure, will cost them... Minutes can cost them tons of money. Right?
They had a number in here somewhere, but I don't see one. But they figure it's going to raise prices on memory. So that's fantastic. Because that's what we need.
Well, they're talking about
memory and CPUs and whatever. What
might delay actually the launch of GDDR6 and the next NVIDIA chips or graphics cards. Might delay it. We'll see if that happens. If stock will just be low.
Yeah, we'll see. Apparently, speaking of those new chips, 1080 successor they say is going to run very, very hot.
I'm not surprised. Now,
so that still makes me think that it's going to be a die shrink, but it's like a higher clocked chip of what we've got now.
So like half a refresh?
So a reference cooler with dual fans.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Wow.
Do we say it's about time, or is that frightening?
I'm a little scared of how much noise that's going to make.
It's going to
because reference coolers aren't quiet. Like I don't typically care about quiet that much, but that's going to be loud.
Probably. I mean, unless they're... Is it still blower style?
Yeah. Well, actually, no, I shouldn't say it's blower style. I don't know how you could do blower with two fans.
I don't know. It'd be tricky. We just have to funnel all the air out still, but...
And they actually aren't very specific about it.
They're going to sacrifice all the ports except for one display port and one HDMI, and the rest is going to be venting out the back. That's what... No?
Yeah, there we are. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, they're supposed to be hot. That's all there is to it. And it's all rumors anyway.
Well, it sounds like they're pushing it pretty hard, at least from the rumors again.
Yeah.
The good old GTX 1180 / GTX 2080 / RTX 2080 / whatever they're going to call it.
I'll tell you right now, if they go 2080, it's just going to tick me off.
Well, I mean, it
doesn't make any sense.
It's weird that they would do that. I mean, unless they're really hoping to rebrand in like a few generations.
Well, just get away from those numbers altogether then. Do something different.
But it seems like they have a lot of room left in the GeForce series in terms of numbering before they have to consider rebranding.
Yeah, they're not gobbling them up like AMD is.
AMD rips through theirs.
Holy smokes. A year and a half and they've went through like 200 series.
Yeah.
200 of the series numbers anyway. Yeah, so anyway, that's the rumor. Hot, dual fans in the reference cooler. I don't know. Dan.
Yes.
Do you like PS4?
Do I like the PS4?
Yeah.
I did. I don't have one anymore, but I did like it.
To celebrate, Sony is releasing to celebrate 500 million systems sold. Sony's releasing a 500 million limited edition PS4 Pro.
Really?
It's a translucent blue console.
That sounds good. 2
terabyte hard drive.
Ooh, they upped it.
It's all blue. It's got a blue camera, all that kind of thing. It's supposed to be coming out later this year, later this month even maybe, to a retailer near you. Oh, available August 24th, Dan.
Oh.
But I don't have any locations, so I'm assuming it's going to come to EB Games here in Canada.
Probably, that seems.
But it's possible we may see it on Amazon or Walmart as well. So Amazon maybe not, but Walmart probably.
You eyeballing one? I know you're eyeballing a Pro a while back. I had a Pro. I sold it.
Yeah, I don't know. It depends on the price. I have with a 2 terabyte drive in there and stuff. I have a feeling it's going to be bloody expensive.
Could be.
So we'll see. I would like to have one, but
Limited
that
edition?
may just be a thing I would like to have and stay there. So regardless.
I mean, there's
of what
nothing
I
wrong with
want.
the base PS4 you do have. So
It
works
does
great.
does a
I've
good
used
job, but this would look really, really nice.
that's true.
Translucent blue. They need to bring back that see-through stuff. Remember the N64? You
Oh, the
had all those
purple
different
controllers
colors.
with the,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, that'd be cool.
good times.
Like the controller's translucent too, on this, and just
Yeah.
yeah, that'd be cool. But so that's a thing. It's a thing.
Something to look forward to, or at least
Something
for.
to be jealous about.
There you go.
Dan, Bethesda, do you like them?
You know what? I do. I am
Yeah.
not an old school Bethesda fan. I have only recently come into the Bethesda fandom. I played Skyrim 2011, liked it a lot. I played Fallout 4, and I've really liked them since then. So I'm still new. I'm a noob.
Yeah. The first Bethesda game I played was Oblivion on the PS3. That was the first game I had on the PlayStation 3. And I think I got it because it had Patrick Stewart at the very beginning.
It did have Patrick Stewart.
And I was not good at the game, and eventually I gave up on it. Also, it bugged me that it was in first person, which that's another.
I think you can change that though. You could on.
You
Skyrim.
can, but it looks like crap.
Oh, did it?
Because you're wandering around it, but the legs don't actually move the way. It's bad. Anyway, Bethesda is threatening to sue consumers trying to sell used games.
Really? I hadn't heard that. That's not a good.
So
consumer-friendly
there are some people on the Amazon Marketplace, and specifically one seller they've targeted so far, that are selling. Not technically used. It's still a brand new game, sealed, but they're not an official seller of the games or whatever. So
Right.
they bought the game and they're reselling it. Bethesda apparently doesn't like that.
Oh, why? They still sold.
I don't know, and I don't understand how they can stop it. Apparently, there's some old school rule or law or something in the States that they can get them for it.
Really?
But
I don't see how that.
number one, once you've bought the thing, you can do whatever the heck you want with it, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I mean, unless it has some sort of digital lock, like all PC games now.
Well,
once you use it,
yeah.
it's yours, and you can't move it.
Yeah,
Unless you're in, I think in Europe, right? They have that special you can trade in stuff digitally,
yeah, which is weird.
which I wish we had here because that'd be cool. But anyway,
But yeah, so they're going after this dude. I don't know. I just I don't care about a lot of the details in the case. I just think this is another thing that Bethesda's done that irks me because they are the polar opposite to CD Projekt Red.
in some ways, like there are, at least they used to be very consumer friendly. Recently, they've done some things that aren't, but they're still somewhat consumer friendly, and the fact that they like to push their single player games, and a lot of people are going away from that, which a lot of people love. Although then again, Fallout 76 is going to be a multiplayer. So but yeah, there's other things too that they've been doing recently that's kind of like, especially what they've been doing with mods. Like they're always the champion of mods, and they still are in a way, but they've been doing some certain things with the paid mod version, and it's still a bit dicey. So
Yeah.
they've certainly been leaning more corporate, less small company feel lately.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they're a huge company.
Well, they are, yeah. And I don't know. I feel like, okay, you bought the game. Oh, what if this is a case? Well, I mean, this isn't the case for this fella, but you know, you wanted to sell the game because you didn't like it or whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
do you want to force us to go to EB Games? Are you going to start? I'm going to charge EB Games or GameStop for you in the state, for you guys in the States. Are you going to start charging them for selling your used games? I don't understand.
Yeah.
You can't
They
charge
sell-
one and not the other.
Well, because EB Games would be, I assume, would be an official licensed reseller.
Well, they sell the new games, but they also buy the old games and resell them.
Yeah, but I mean, there's probably some sort of agreement that they might have to do if this goes. It's going to be interesting to watch because I'm not sure how it's going to work out.
I don't. That's
see
far
why
from
you
fair.
Can be in trouble for reselling something that you bought. That's pretty normal behavior.
So this is slightly older news, but it's also from Bethesda. They're ditching Steam for Fallout 76.
Yes, I definitely saw that, which is an interesting move, although I guess if they have to make an online platform for it anyways, I suppose it makes they're like, well, I might as well go the full mile, but
well, then just make a launcher or something. Like, don't.
Yeah. They're just doing.
There are now how many freaking stupid things I gotta have on my computer just to play all these different games now.
Oh yeah, I know it's annoying, but it's you saw it coming. I think Steam wasn't going to be the go-to for everyone for. I mean, it still is.
Well,
but
it needs
big
to be.
Companies are going to be moving away from it, and they already have been.
Like they already have.
Blizzard, Activision has.
Yeah. But
Bethesda's next makes sense. I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing what is the next Elder Scrolls 6 just on their platform.
Oh, well, if they're doing Fallout 76, they'll move everything over there. So, I mean, not current games that are out now, but anything in the future, they'll push it out on their own stuff.
I mean, if CD Projekt Red wasn't so nice, I would have expected them to be on GOG only.
Yeah,
because they actually own GOG.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
they already had an existing platform. So
yeah,
makes sense.
Yeah, but I just I've got how many on here? Steam. I got Uplay thingamajig. I've got Battle.net.
But Ubisoft's caught in the middle because Uplay, they have their own thing. You can buy stuff on Uplay and use Uplay all the time. But if you want, and you can also buy it on Steam. But if you want to play on Steam, you have to have the Uplay link thing, which is probably the most annoying implementation. I'd almost rather they just didn't sell it on Steam, because I buy a Ubisoft game on Steam, forget about the Uplay link because I didn't read the thing, and I'm crap, I got to do this stupid link that breaks half the time, and
yeah,
I'd almost rather they just said no, we're just buying things on Uplay now. It's fine, I guess, whatever.
Uplay is its own set of issues, but I'm just tired of all these different companies having their own different software to do everything.
Well, I mean, it makes sense.
It's just put it in a neutral place or something. We got to find some way to do this neutrally. I don't know.
Well,
this is also another way for them to collect all your data.
Yeah,
we talked about this before, and this is something where they're going to be. They'll sell you the game, but they're going to make more money off of selling your data to everyone. That's what all these different apps are for.
There's probably some component to that too. We'll have to read the agreement, see what they do.
Yeah,
it says there's probably something in there that's like, we are reselling all your information. But
well, they put that in almost anything now, so that they can have the potential to do it. Talking about game distribution, Discord is getting into it now.
Yes.
Another thing getting into it.
Well, Twitch was already a thing that just recently.
Yeah, I know Twitch did it, and I don't understand the point of that. And now we got Discord doing it. Now they say they may be able to do a better job because they're going to be curating everything a little bit more closely than Steam, which
they don't really curate at all, to be honest.
No, Steam doesn't curate.
Which is, it's funny because Steam is still king, and I still use Steam the most because it has the most availability. But they have one of the most or the least caring. Like, there's like, you buy stuff, whatever, We don't actually care what's on our store. We don't care if it makes us look good or bad. It's just, it's an interesting.
Well, yeah, but that's the ultimate neutrality, right? So
it is, but it's got its pros and cons.
Well, it does. I mean, I think their system's gotten better at recommending things properly.
It has, actually. I would say that's true. But
recently, I haven't been seeing so much crap showing up. In my recommendations and so on. So I think that's improved quite a bit, but
it's always interesting to watch the Steam release ticker thing. That's like what's been released today, and it's like 5 new anime boob games have been released.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Gotta have
like, wow, there's a lot of those.
Yep.
I mean, they don't show up in my feed because I don't play them, but
yep.
There seems to be a lot of crap on Steam. Not that I mean, if they want to sell it there and Steam's okay with it, that's fine by me, but. You're right. They have gotten a lot better at showing you stuff that you would be more interested in.
Yeah.
The thing that I don't like is when there's like blatant, asset flips and all that stuff. Like those games that are just Unity engine stock.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Why is this allowed
those
to
are
be sold? That's
those are
awful. But anyway.
Yeah. I guess my thing is with Discord is they've already got a good app. You don't need to bloat it with something else.
Yeah.
Their app does what it's supposed to do.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you don't have to use the other side of it. So
no, but it's just it's built into Discord, isn't it, or is it something separate?
I think
Did I read that wrong? Yeah. See, that's the thing. You're bloating your software. So I don't know. We'll see, but I won't be buying games there anyway.
Well, I wasn't going to buy games on Twitch either, and I haven't, but Twitch Prime gives away some free games, so I've been claiming some of those.
No, that's fine. I claim all them too because, well, we get free stuff, but I don't even have Twitch installed on my, well, at least I don't have it on this one.
I have Twitch now. I was playing some of those games.
Yeah,
I have Twitch and Blizzard and the Battle.net or whatever it's called. And,
I gotta have Battle.net.
And Steam, obviously. I think I still have Origin, although I haven't used it in a while, but...
Yeah, I don't think that is installed on either. Oh, I do have Twitch on that one.
There you go.
I lied.
Although I don't watch anything on the Twitch app. If I'm watching Twitch, I actually just use it in a browser.
So the old version of the Twitch app, you used to, you could see what was playing and you had switching, but if you wanted to click on it and actually watch it in big screen, it would open up a browser so you could actually do it on their website.
So that made it useless.
They fixed that now. You can do it in the app, but what's the point of that?
Oh, I forgot. I do have an Xbox app for my PC as well.
Oh, I don't use it. I just whatever games I have that are compatible to PC, I just download them and put their shortcut in the tray. I don't,
because the Xbox app is probably the worst one. It works eventually. it's broken. Microsoft needs to work on that really badly.
I'm looking at it right now. It's loading. Hey, look! It looks like it's an Xbox on my PC, but a whole bunch of social bull crap.
Yeah, and then Xbox does that a little bit too. And then you're like, hey, let's buy something, and then it links to the store and it breaks, and you go to the wrong thing. And although Battle.net's been doing that for me too.
Oh, really?
It's been it was the weirdest thing when I was looking at trying to buy stuff on there. I kept switching between American dollars, then I'd go to Canadian dollars, then I'd go to euros, and I was like, what is happening?
Oh, I don't think mine's ever shown anything in Canadian dollars.
Actually, it shows Canadian now.
Oh, does it?
It doesn't tell you right away, but all the prices are Canadian now. I was like, why is everything more expensive? Oh, because they don't charge you in U.S. currency anymore. Okay. Because for the longest time, they were just charging you in U.S. currency.
One step closer to having to charge us tax.
Yep.
Yay.
Steam's still tax-free, but I think...
I don't know how they get away with that.
I have no idea. Doesn't Origin have tax now?
I have no idea. Don't use Origin. No idea. I got games on Origin, but I hardly ever use it.
I haven't used it in a while. But
apparently, Monster Hunter World is this year's biggest game launch on Steam.
I'm not surprised.
So apparently there's a lot of crazy people out there.
Can we be honest about games? 2018, there's not been much so far. There's been Monster Hunter World is the biggest name of the year, so that doesn't surprise me.
Why can I not think of anything? Probably because there hasn't been anything.
Sea of Thieves came out. That was a bit of a...
PC Building Simulator. That's my biggest one this year.
That's your game of the year?
Yeah.
PC Building Simulator.
Uh-huh. I think that's it, yeah. I can't think of anything else. That's the only recent game I've bought anyway.
Monster Hunter World's been the big thing, I think. State of Decay 2 came out this year.
I wonder if the online stuff will run better on Monster Hunter World.
Actually, I was just looking into that today, and apparently the PC's having issues with the multiplayer right now. They're trying to patch it out, which is interesting because that was
for Japanese games always getting that wrong.
There's my number one complaint with the Xbox version was that it was horrible to play multiplayer because it would crap out all the time.
How can Japan make so many interesting different MMOs that work fine? But they can't release something AAA like that.
Capcom? What are you going to do?
Yeah. It's too bad because I like Capcom. Because they're not dicks like Konami.
Konami's the worst.
Yeah, pretty much. But
I've put a lot of hours into their game recently. But this year, anyway.
Recent Nintendo announcement: Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Collection will come with the GameCube controller, and GameCube controller adapter.
Oh, that's interesting.
That's pretty cool. Little Smash Bros. Branded controller.
They're actually. Oh no, I was just saying the cool part is they're actually including the game in the collector.
Oh well, I'd hope so.
Because that's not a guarantee anymore.
That's true. That's true. I mean, when I bought Sonic Mania for the first time, it didn't actually include the game. It included a code for the game.
You had a code.
So now I bought the Plus version. It comes with the game.
The actual game.
Yeah. So,
there you go.
which is nice because it's a little bit quicker to load on my Switch now that I put a cartridge in instead of running off the SD card.
Yeah.
But
there you go.
I
Good.
might be interested in that, to be honest with you. We'll see. I got to wait for the pricing. I'm not sure. Wait, okay, hang on. It's £90.
So, yeah, that's a fair bit.
So, probably 160, 170, 180 bucks maybe? No, it can't be that much. 160, 150.
We won't get the full, probably about like 130, I'd say.
I don't know. The pound is still worth quite a bit more than our dollar.
But usually we don't pay full conversion in that sense.
Yeah.
Usually Europe gets a little bit more screwed than us.
Yeah. Anyway, there's a ton of it's going to have like so many characters on it. The problem is you got to unlock them, which means I'll never unlock the characters I want to play. So that's going to suck.
Super Smash. I haven't played. I mean, I used to be the biggest fan of Super Smash Brothers.
Melee is great, and it's the best one that was ever done.
Melee was fantastic.
It's great. And when they came out with the Wii version, and everything felt like it had a delay to it.
Yeah.
And because they forced you to use the stupid controls. And then the Wii U one had that same delay, but you could use actual controls with it. And just, didn't like it.
It's fallen off in my list of games, and mostly because we don't do a lot of party games anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not really the thing that happens.
We're boring old people now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The jobs. Ugh.
Entertainment-wise, we got a couple things to talk about.
All right.
Ant-Man the Wasp will be the last Marvel movie to go on to Netflix. I'm just glad it's coming to it because then I don't have to rent it. So
there you go.
That's good.
When's Disney's streaming service launch then? Is that their whole reason?
The end of 2019.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's still a ways away yet.
So they're just not going to come to Netflix for a while or anything for a while, I assume. Or are they going to a different platform?
No, they're going to hold it to their platform. They're hogging everything for their own Disney platform. So there's just going to be a void of nothing for a while.
Fair enough.
So doesn't bother me. I usually, if I like something, I'll buy it on Blu-ray anyway. So it's not really a big deal. But yeah, I'm kind of curious about Ant-Man and the Wasp. I have Ant-Man and the Wasp T-shirts now.
I see that. Yeah,
I haven't even watched the movie.
I haven't seen the movie yet either.
Yeah.
I mean, I would be upset about that, I think, if I watched much anymore, which I don't really watch anything at all. I play games and watch YouTube sometimes, some Twitch sometimes. That's about it. So, otherwise, I'd be like upset. I mean, I've nothing against Disney doing their own streaming service, especially if they can do it better than Netflix. But we'll see how that goes. But
comes down to cost for me.
Yeah.
So if they're going to decide we're Disney, we're going to charge you $60 a month. No. So it has to be the right price. And in fact, really, if they want me to come to their service, it's got to be comparable to Netflix.
Yeah. Well,
within $5 of it.
You're talking about the same thing right now of having multiple platforms for different things, and it's running, diluting the whole. So now, and plus you're talking about subscription fees just to run it.
Yeah.
On the entertainment side, you're talking Netflix, Disney, whatever else comes out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then that's more and more subscription, so you're not going to want to do all that. So
yep.
You got to be careful with that, I think, if you're Disney. But
we're getting to the point where we got so many services now that it's getting, and everything's separating up, that we're getting to a point where we're paying for cable again. If you want to actually have access to all the programs you want to watch.
Yeah.
So. Which
is annoying and kind of ruins the convenience of digital in a way.
Yeah, well, ruin pretty much the whole point to me was cut down on the glut and not spend so much money.
Yeah.
So, The entire Marvel Cinematic Universe is coming to IMAX to celebrate their 10 years of MCU. So that'd be pretty cool. We don't have an IMAX anywhere near us. Well, there might be one in London, maybe. Is there one in London? There was one in London.
I haven't been to an IMAX in a long time.
Yeah, IMAX is just IMAX. Like there's nothing special about IMAX. I think it's just you get the fancy screen. I think that's all the difference is now.
Did you get the enhanced sound and everything too?
I don't know.
Dolby
Sound. Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but
I don't know. I won't get to see any of it in any way, but it's they are bringing it to IMAX and only to IMAX as far as I know for the celebration. So you're not going to see any theaters rerunning all their stuff just cause. So, but I think the last one we're going to talk about here is probably the most important.
I think I know what's coming.
Dan, Star Trek.
I knew it.
Yeah.
It's Star Trek.
Who's your favorite captain on Star Trek? Probably not actually this one.
Well, it's Cisco.
Cisco, yeah, that's right. That was the wrong answer.
No, that's the correct.
Your
answer.
favorite captain is Patrick Stewart.
Captain Picard.
Captain Picard, yeah.
Yeah, he's second favorite.
Yeah, no, he's actually your favorite.
He's probably secretly my favorite. He's my favorite actor.
I like Cisco too. Actually, Cisco's probably the best badass one. But
but my first favorite actor to captain would be definitely Patrick Stewart.
No, I like it. Picard has a special spot in my heart.
Yeah,
you know. I don't know why. But anyway,
he was the OG man. Like we were too young to really appreciate the original series. I think.
I was too young for this though too. Like I didn't watch this until way after they hadn't been doing it.
I grew up watching.
I didn't. I'll tell you what. The only time I'd ever see this was we didn't have cable or anything that we could watch any of this here when I was growing up. So we'd go to our grandparents. We'd watch all the Saturday morning cartoons, and then Star Trek TNG would come on. And we're like, hurry up, turn it off, because for some reason I don't know why.
What?
I don't know why.
You didn't like it.
I didn't. I actually was not a fan of Star Trek until Stephen DeBoer. If you remember that guy from high school. He got me into Star Trek Voyager. And I ended up watching that every night when I got home because it's the first thing I could see. Like it was late enough that I could actually watch it.
Yeah.
So, and it was still current. It was good. But anyway, we had a surprise announcement from Star Trek Las Vegas from Sir Patrick Stewart himself, who apparently got very emotional.
Did he?
Teared up. Very happy.
Probably high as a kite.
You're probably right. Knowing him, actually, yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's going to be reprising his role as Jean-Luc Picard in a new series on CBS All Access, unfortunately.
Yeah,
But...
Can we get that here?
No. Yes, we can now.
Is it through...
Yes, we can. No, we can actually get it now.
Oh, you can actually get CBS
We
All
can
Access
get
in Canada.
it now.
Oh, okay. All right.
He's going to be reprising his role. It's going to be set 20 years after Star Trek Nemesis.
Mm-hmm.
So the last thing I knew from the canon is that he was an Earth ambassador to Vulcan.
Right.
Because of all the things he had to do with Vulcans, like, carried a Vulcan in his head for a bit, which can't be fun. Especially that Vulcan when he was going nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Spoiler alert. So of course, I didn't tell you
for
it was.
a 1980s show. Come
on. Yeah. But, so that's the last thing I know. Is it like, I feel like I don't want to do this anymore, moving on to something else, or we need the best captain Starfleet ever had. We're bringing the Enterprise to pick you up. I don't know.
Maybe.
But I don't think it's going to be that.
I think it's going to be a different type of series.
Yeah.
I'm still interested to see what happens with it.
I don't want it to be a series where we see it, like he's based on a starbase.
Yeah. And
he's sitting there and you see him every once in a while when somebody goes into say
it's about somebody else.
Yeah, I don't want that. It needs to be him. Yeah. So I don't know. Rumors are this won't start up till 2020 or 2021.
Okay.
He's getting old, man.
Yeah,
he's late 70s right now.
It's true.
So hopefully they I don't know. I'd like them to pick it up a little quicker than that. I mean, he's a healthy guy, but
he's still pretty. I mean, but you never know at that age. You start getting a little.
Well, you don't know when your counter comes up. You don't know when that happens. The older you get, the more. I don't even want to talk about it. Who wants to lose him?
Nobody.
No one. No one wants to lose him. So, anyway, that's all we know about it. That's literally all we know.
It's about him in the next phase of his life.
Yeah.
Like, it focuses on him.
Yeah.
Because this has got me interested. Discovery did not get me interested. I was immediately.
You haven't watched far enough.
I've watched a little.
Not nearly
I was
enough.
like, pass. So I might eventually watch it. I don't know. It doesn't.
It's worth it all for that second half of the season, man. You got to watch it.
Can I just start at the second half? Because the first half was boring and stupid and made me mad because the Klingons were orcs.
All you have to do every time a Klingon section comes up is skip it.
But they're orcs, Jeff. Why are they orcs?
I know they are, but just skip it.
What is this? Space Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, I know. Just skip it. But
I
guess what else we know is that Alex Kurtzman is the executive producer of it, which apparently has something to do with Star Trek.
All right.
So I heard the name before. Maybe it has something to do with Discovery. I'm not sure.
I'm just happy. Okay, this is going to sound stupid. I'm just happy we're going back to the the timeline that we grew up with.
Stop the prequels.
The prequels.
Stop doing that.
Enough. Move on.
Discovery's in the right universe, though. Discovery is in our universe, even though they made the Klingons orcs.
Yeah, they say it's in the regular universe, but the Klingons are orcs. The phasers are still blasters because JJ did some stupid things.
Because I think people enjoy that better now.
Yeah, but that's dumb.
Yeah, I know it's not Star Trek, but I guarantee you when they got ships in the new series, they'll have blasters type style stuff too.
I'll be really upset.
But they will.
I know, but why? It's not Star Wars, guys.
Ever since they came out with pulse phasers on the Defiant, it's like, oh, we got to do that.
They could have at least just had it like that then.
But that is what they are.
Blasters.
They're blasters.
They were very specialized, though. They only used them on the Defiant.
You could use them on anything. I used them Star Trek, Starfleet Command, whatever. I had my Enterprise outfitted with pulse phasers.
It's fine. It's a very minor thing. I'm just like, JJ did it because he changed all the technology to Star Wars.
Yes.
Like the warp was somehow hyperspace. Yeah. That's not how that works.
It's not just, and it's not just one speed.
Yeah.
They can't catch up to us in warp.
Yeah, warp is one speed, guys. Let's just
There's no way.
It's because he wanted to make Star Wars, which he did later.
Which he did, and
it is annoying.
That was unfortunate.
I know that's a very minor detail to nitpick at. It doesn't feel right. That's all I'm saying.
Anyway, I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens to this. I'm hoping they can not take so long to do it. There's got to be some sets I could scrounge up to start that show. There's I don't know. I hope so, but anyway,
it's cool. I'm be intrigued by it just because it's actually a character I recognize and it's in the timeline. Well, timeline. It's in the time frame that I know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I think as far as we know, like Star Trek Online is canon too, isn't it? It's supposed to be, is it not?
I think so, but I don't know if that still counts anymore.
So we know where the Enterprise is at the moment.
In Star Trek Online, yeah.
Yeah. It's under commanded data.
Yes, data/new data.
New data.
Before data.
New data. How they got away with doing that is beyond me.
I don't know.
And it's still the E.
Yeah.
Which really confuses me because by now you'd think.
Well, in that game it's a little old.
It's yeah, okay, fair enough, yeah.
But in Star Trek Online, obviously just because it's a game, they seem to be rolling out all the types of ships. You can play as an NX.
No, I know. My ship on. I started playing on the Xbox a little bit. I customized mine. It's a Centaur class.
Yeah,
that's ancient.
You start out with
ancient.
Centaur. Yeah, I think.
Well, it's a Miranda that you can customize into a Centaur. Literally, mine's called a Centaur class. Once I was done with it, and so it's a Miranda, but it's got wings out the side there and skinny long nacelles. But anybody that knows Star Trek would know that.
Yeah.
But they got everything on there. I'd love to have an NX class. That'd be fun. I like that.
Get it.
I like that little ship.
I
Yeah,
think it was a paid thing.
That's the problem with that. And you got it. I was looking at that to look at what kind of ships you can buy, but you got to be progressed so far before you can do any of that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of boring. But,
well, and the thing I liked about was at least what they used to do was they had all those old ships, like the Galaxy class and like the Excelsior and all that stuff. But they had like you could do a modern version of it, like a refit version.
do that,
which is awesome looking. I'm like, that is cool.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
well, as we know, the Excelsiors will be around forever.
Yeah, they don't die.
They don't go away.
Even if they did get rid of them, the Sovereigns or whatever, the E, Enterprise E, that's basically a bigger Excelsior from the looks of it.
A much, much larger Excelsior.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's as modular as an Excelsior. That's why they keep bringing it back.
It's useful.
Yeah. So
anyway.
I hear you've been playing games, Dan.
Yes. A few. I finished up Hero U, Rogue to Redemption.
I don't even know what that is.
We
Tell me
talked about that last time, I think. That was
you mentioned it, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a game made by the Laurie and Corey Cole.
Oh, yes, right. Okay,
Quest
no,
for Glory
yeah.
series and
Gotcha.
Sierra games back in the day.
Yep.
And it definitely has that feel and that charm to it. All the puns, lovely dad jokes in there. It's pretty great. I really liked it. I think I talked to you a little bit about that.
You'll have to write down the puns there and save it for when you have kids.
Exactly. It's a lot of fun. The combat is the graphics and like the movement and stuff is a little bit jank. But
as they would have been back in the day anyway.
Yeah, this is more of a modern take on it, but it's a very small studio, right? Of part timers, from what I understand. I don't know exactly how that dynamic works, but I backed it when they had it.
We actually backed it, so did you get the game for your... Oh, okay, wow.
So I got the digital code or whatever.
Cool.
And this was the game that I thought had died, but came back.
Came back from the dead.
And it turned out pretty good. I really enjoyed it. It's nice. The combat's turn-based, which is different, because the old combat was more of a... there's a live action thing.
Real-time action system.
Real-time action. It was, it was like a... I don't know what you call that, but when you had the overworld, that when you same idea, you'd go into like a battle scene, but then it was like real time in the battle scene.
Oh, okay, interesting.
This one is like all on one map, all on the overworld or whatever you want to call it, but it's turn based.
Okay.
And at least at the beginning and even near the end, your combat skills are not like you're not a fighter, you're a thief, you're a rogue, right? So you're not built to fight.
Yep.
Like 1 versus 3.
Yep. Okay.
You have to use like little traps and tricks and different things like sleeping powder and all these items to like knock them out and different. You can take a different elective. I took magic, so I'm a thief that knows some magic, so I could use different ringstones to do different tricks on them and like it's a more of a tactical thing.
Yep. So
you really got to get into that role of like I'm not designed to take on these guys in combat, so I sneak around them. So I don't fight them, or if you sneak up behind them and stab them, you do a lot of damage, like that kind of thing. Right?
Gotcha.
You're not designed to take things head on.
It's like playing a rogue.
Kind of.
World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
Or at least it was.
But it's a good story, and it's got lots of callbacks to the old Quest for Glory stuff, so I love that. I was eating that up.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not a game for everyone, but I really liked it. So.
I have no nostalgia
whatsoever
for that stuff. So
then I don't know if
I saw PC stuff, right? And I grew up with consoles.
Yeah. So this is like my version of Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
How much you like Final Fantasy?
I do like Final Fantasy.
So it's $30. I don't know if I'd recommend it for you. Maybe if it goes on sale then for like 15 or so, you might enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty fun. It does take time. It's slow. It doesn't move fast.
It's on Steam right now?
Yeah, it's on Steam.
It's called what again?
Hero U.
Hero U.
And then Rogue to Redemption is in.
Oops, not Heyo U.
Which in itself is like a pun in the title. So.
Hero, like the capital U?
Yeah. Hero University. It's a school for heroes kind of thing.
Oh, there you go. I'm bringing it up.
You sneak around and.
Oh, that does look old school.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
It's like the old games were like half RPG, half point and click adventure type thing.
Well, that reminds me of King's Quest.
So you have a time management thing, kind of like in Persona, where you have to like have up your relationships with people, and you have to train to get your stats up. So your stats only go up the more you use them. So
okay.
The more you fight, the more your combat goes up.
Those can be good and those can be bad.
The more you pick locks, the more your lock picking goes up.
That can be good and bad.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 3 was like that.
It's done.
It didn't work as well. It's probably done fine here, but it didn't work well there.
You're basically it's based on a day schedule where you have to do certain things in a certain time frame where you have to go to sleep and that kind of stuff, or go to school. Yep, it's
Apparently, this game is similar to Final Fantasy 12.
I don't know if I'd say that, but I don't know much about Final
That's what it
Fantasy.
says here. Is this game relevant for you? Similar to games you've played. Final Fantasy 12.
I mean, it's turn-based.
Yeah, even 12 is it has an active battle system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, whatever. I have a friend that owns this game. You own? Oh, sorry, you own. Yeah, you own Hero U. So say what? You don't own Final Fantasy 12.
Other than that, I'm playing. I'm still working through Persona 4. Almost done. I think I'm in October.
Ooh, getting there. You're getting there.
I was going hard on that, and I don't remember what happened, but I think Cynthia was playing her game, and she wanted to watch me, so I started playing Hero U, and then I just got into that. So I'm going back into Persona now. And the thing that's distracting is, of course, I also renewed my subscription to World of Warcraft for the upcoming expansion because I wanted to try it. It's been 6 years since I played, so I'm interested to see what they've done. I've been doing the class trial.
Paladins are pretty much the same.
I tried out the Paladin at level 100, the class trials. That's a good idea, by the way. Letting you try out what they're like at a level 1.
Oh, I didn't know they did
that.
They
do that now.
I'm level 102, so.
Oh, okay, so you don't need to try.
I'm past. I've surpassed that.
So I have to decide what class I want to play for the new expansion because they do that boost to 110 thing.
Yeah, I've got to decide that too, and I'll be buying the expansion when my next pay comes up. But we'll see. We'll see what I do. I got the Paladin. I really want to go back to my mage.
I tried it,
but I couldn't do the last expansion with my mage. It was too hard.
Oh.
I'm not very good at crowd control. I used to be, but then I went to play my Paladin. Then I went back to my mage.
Yeah.
Didn't work out.
So I don't know. I'm trying out different classes. I might just boost my Paladin up. He's been neglected for a while. He's level 85, so I haven't used him in a long time.
Yeah, gotta get him up there.
Get him up there again and play with him again. So.
And then we can have a dance party, both our Paladins.
That sounds like old school World of Warcraft. I don't know how long I'll play it. I just wanted to try.
Dance party, running through Ironforge naked. Yep, that's good.
That's about what we did.
That's
back
old
in
school. Yep.
So, yeah.
Good times. Good times.
So that's about it for me. What have you been up to?
Nothing really new from the last one. I've been playing through Octopath Traveler. I'm probably about a third of the way through it, I think.
You gotta play through that one for sure.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get through it. I have it with me all the time, so I'm playing it when I park and at the end of the day.
I honestly wouldn't blame you if you just only bought Switch games from now on because you can actually take them with you.
It's really convenient.
Yeah.
I still haven't played any. Well, I played the Xbox because it's right beside me.
Yes, your new Xbox One S. How's that going?
It's good. It's good. Really like the interface. The interface is way better than what it used to be. I wish they'd just bring back blades though.
Yeah.
Just bring back the 360 blades. Just bring it back.
It
was
no
the best interface I've ever used.
No reason to change it.
Yeah. So, but no, it's good. It's really quiet. It's I don't know what else to say about it. It's an Xbox One S.
Yeah, have you used it? Have you played anything on it? Just Forza?
Just pretty much Forza. I have other games downloaded. I want to try Fable 2 on it. But I don't have to download that because I have it on disc.
Oh, you have the disc. I was gonna do that when I had that Game Pass, that free Game Pass.
Yeah, I went through all of my games there the other day and put them in the Xbox to see which ones would actually work with, like the backwards compatibility. Yeah. And probably got about 5 or 6 games, which is kind of all right. And a lot of them have HD updates.
Oh, great
to play, so it's kind of cool. So, I don't remember what any of the games are anymore. But yeah, no, it's not bad. I'm happy with the deal I got on it, so it's I won't complain about that.
It's your Forza machine now, for now though, right?
For the moment, yeah. I mean, I get way better graphics on my computer.
Yeah.
But this, I don't know. I haven't actually tried it yet, but I'm assuming if I stream with this thing, I'll actually get audio out properly. So we'll find out about that.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, that'd be great. This computer's still screwed up. It's still confused.
Audio
it doesn't know what the heck's going on. So, what else? American Truck Simulator. I've been playing the crap out of that lately. A lot. Truck. And it's stupid because I drive a truck for a living.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't particularly enjoy it. It's driving a truck is okay.
If you can do it in your own time. But if you have to do it for work, then I suppose it's not fun.
I mean, I think it's partly the management aspect of this game is more interesting. So I have like 7 trucks now and people working for me. So it's a little interesting, and I've fired people too now. So
because I like management side of stuff. So.
Yeah, I mean it's not super in depth or anything, but it's like you can hire drivers, fire drivers, watch how they do, change what kind of loads they specialize in. And but you can buy and cut. My favorite part is buying trucks and customizing them.
There you go.
That's my favorite bit. So
I find for the management stuff, I like management games, but I have to be in a very specific mood to play a complicated management game. Most of the time, I like the simple management game.
Yeah.
Because they're good, like, to do while you're doing something else, like watching something or
game dev thing. Whatever.
Like game dev tycoon. I don't know how many hours in that game just playing that while I was watching YouTube or watching a movie or something.
Yeah. Yeah. If I played anything, what else have I played? I played Octopath Traveler. I played a little more Sonic Mania Plus. But that's probably... Oh, no. Hang on. No. I've got 2 games on my phone that I'm playing the crap out of right now.
Oh, yeah.
What are they called? I can't remember. That's how much I play them. Marvel Strike Force.
Marvel Strike Force.
Which is just a straight-up battle enemies grinding for currency thing. And it's pretty much the exact same thing as Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, and I'm playing them both. I got a lot more time into Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes because I got a lot of characters on there now. Including some pretty cool ones like Old Ben. Yeah.
He's a character?
Yeah, he's a character.
Wow.
Actually, I'm going to load it up. I'm going to tell you what some of the characters are I got.
What's his special ability? Getting shot?
Actually, he has a taunt ability, which makes people shoot at him, yeah. I've got Kylo Ren. I just unlocked him this morning, actually. There's 2 versions of him in the game.
Really?
Masked and unmasked. I got Qui-Gon Jinn. I guess he's pretty cool, but it's pretty weak. And mine's pretty weak. What else we got to see here? Some cool characters. I got Jedi Knight Anakin, so like the Jedi version, sort of from the Clone Wars thing. Except it'd be earlier than that because he's a Jedi Master there anyway. Darth Vader, I got him.
Darth Vader. You got all the Star Wars characters in this Marvel game.
This is the Marvel one.
Oh,
this is the Star Wars one.
Okay.
Yeah, I can tell you. I'll do the Marvel one in a second. I've got Zalbar from Knights of the Republic, as well as Bastila and Jolie and Mission.
Oh, yeah.
I've got the whole set basically. Who else? Grand Moff Tarkin. He's got it. He's got a really good blaster.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else? Newt Gunray. Got him.
All right.
Yeah. Let's see.
It's a very specific character.
Yeah, very specific. Mace Windu. I've got him. I got Princess Leia from episode A New Hope. From A New Hope.
Mm-hmm.
Poe Dameron.
Yes,
which
that character.
He's sort of cool. He's cooler in the second movie that he's.
Oh, I still haven't seen Last Jedi. So.
He's better in that. Biggs Darklighter.
Biggs Darklighter.
Yeah, he's part of Rogue Squadron.
Oh, jeez, I hated that stupid. I don't remember any of them except for the terrible main character.
And I think you commented.
I couldn't understand. I don't even remember his name.
Who? What?
The guy with the accent. I had no idea what he was saying at any time.
On what?
In Rogue Squadron or Rogue
Well,
One.
I mean, actually in the Rogue Squadron. So I don't know if he's actually in that game or not.
Oh, you're talking about Rogue Squadron from the originals.
Yeah.
I got confused with Rogue One. Yeah.
Biggs is Luke's friend, right?
Yeah, Biggs. Right. He got killed immediately.
Yeah.
I mean, spoilers?
Huh?
Didn't he get killed in the first movie? Biggs?
Spoilers.
Spoilers. That's from 1970.
Spoilers. Come on. I also have Resistance Pilot.
I loved him in that movie.
This is a girl. Oh wait, no, it could be either. I don't know what it is.
Generic Resistance Pilot
and TIE Fighter Pilot.
Awesome.
Yeah. Also Ewok Scout.
I don't like.
And I think that you mentioned this is your personal favorite, the Gamorrean Guard. You had commented on that when I texted you.
The Gamorrean guard. Yeah,
the Gamorrean guard.
He was great in what was that movie? Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. So, yeah, those are. Oh, I have T3M4 too, which is pretty cool.
He was the guy that got choked by Luke, right? Gamorrean. Gamorrean guard.
Well, there's several Gamorrean guards.
He was one of those.
Yeah. Yeah. So lots of characters on there. It's a very grindy game. Very, very easy to spend money on. It's designed to. You've run out of time to do things. You can spend money on crystals to do things.
I'm going to mini rant again, even though I do this every time.
Yeah.
Mobile games that do that are the worst. Because when you have a mobile game, you want to play it on your time when you have time. That's the whole point of it being a mobile game.
Yeah.
So if you make it time limited, you're being a jerk.
So
you're ruining the
both of these games. If you don't play them long enough, you would put them down because you've run out of energy to keep doing things. Further on you get, there's more stuff you can do with that without having energy. So it's more, you can do more stuff anyway.
But they're trying to annoy you into paying them money.
Yeah. On the Marvel one, you start out with basically these heroes. You start out with Luke Cage, the Punisher, Spider-Man. Spider-Man's your first character. You get a SHIELD medic and a SHIELD operative.
Yeah.
And then there's on the bad guys, you get Elektra, Crossbones. I just unlocked Kingpin. And then Hydra Scientist and Hydra Armored Guard.
There you go.
Yeah. So, but there's a ton of different guys, but it takes a lot longer to unlock people in that game.
Oh.
This game also doesn't try, like, they do pop-ups for things you can buy, but they don't, they're not nearly as blatant as they are in the Star Wars one. The Star Wars one's like, give me money!
All the monies. Yeah. Spend all the monies.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of mobile games in a pinch, usually.
Yeah.
With some exceptions.
I'd rather just buy the game out, but they can make a ton more money with all the microtransactions.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So, but
cool.
The biggest problem with this is that you can't just go with both of those games. You can't just go in and buy a character. You have to buy shards.
Right. And
each character to unlock it requires so many shards.
Right.
And the amount of shards you get, at least it's always a specific amount on the Marvel one, but on the Star Wars one, you can get anywhere from 5 to 300.
Oh.
For I think it costs you like $15.
Really?
Yeah.
Like it's a random number? Or?
Yeah.
Oh.
You're guaranteed 5, but you could get up to 300.
Wow. All right.
So, for example, to unlock a character, usually it takes about 50. So $12, you may not even unlock a character.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
I'm not playing that one. Or spending money on it specifically.
I'm not spending money on them at all.
Don't
I'm
give
just
them
playing them the way I play it when I have energy to do it. So, but I think that's pretty much all I'm playing. I can't think of anything else right now. So,
good times.
I think that's about it. I think we're done with the podcast, Dan.
All right. Well,
I think we're done.
We did it.
Thanks for joining me, Dan.
Hey, no problem. It's fun.
We've got the music. I've got this all written down today. I did this really professional. Music for this podcast is brought to you by Kevin MacLeod from Incompetech.com. It's called Voiceover Under, and it's Creative Commons with Attribution.
There you go.
Which I just did. That's what I just did.
You did it.
I attributed it.
You attributed it.
Yes. You can find the podcast on iTunes and now on Spotify.
We're now on Spotify.
We are on Spotify. Find us on Spotify, you have to look for the RBG full feed. So that's what we're called. So it includes the Technobabble podcast and the Recording the Heck Out of Politics podcast.
Yes, which I'm not in, but you are sometimes.
I've only been in one.
Okay.
The rest of them have been Kevin and Taylor.
Yeah.
We're going to try and fix that at some point, but our schedules just haven't been matching up. But you can also go to our website, stream them there. We've got videos on YouTube, which are just our audio with an image on the screen. And you can also listen on your Echo.
Awesome.
On your Amazon Echo device. You could just do whatever your keyword is for the Echo. I'm trying not to say it right now. And say, ask any pod to play the RBG Technobabble podcast. And it will start playing it for you. It'll play the latest podcast. And it'll keep playing them until you tell it to stop. So if you're done listening, tell it to stop. But yeah, that's what there is. So any other information, our website is redbluegreen.ca, by the way. So you can find stuff on there. We write stories. Well, I write stories sometimes on there, but all of our podcasts are archived on there. And yeah, so that's about it. All right. Thanks again, Dan. And I think we'll call it a podcast.
Sounds good.